You don't need another boat opinion. If you're thinking about buying a cruising sailboat, you've probably already discovered something. Everyone has an opinion. Steel, fibreglass, bigger, smaller, centre cockpit, full keel. And after hours of reading, asking questions and looking at boats, you are somehow less certain than when you started. So here's the thing. You do not need another opinion about the best boat. You need a process for choosing the right boat for the way you actually want to cruise. Give me a few minutes and I'll show you the 3 things to work out before you seriously compare boats. I'm Jackie from Sister Ship Training. Noel and I have bought boats in Australia, France and the United States and spent more than 80,000 miles, nautical miles at sea. And when someone asks us, what boat should I buy? We always ask, well, what do you actually want to do? Because that's where the right answer starts, with the right question. When Noel and I bought our first boat together, I relied on him for everything. That was a lot of responsibility on his shoulders. I was new to boating and frightened of looking stupid, so I stepped back and let him carry more of the decisions. That's why we tell buyers to start with themselves, not the boat. Before you seriously compare boats, work out these 3 things. First, what do you actually want to do? If you're buying as a couple, answer these questions separately. Where do you genuinely want to cruise during the first 12 to 24 months? How long will you spend aboard? How much maintenance do you actually want? Who will normally handle the boat? And you may both say, well, we want to go cruising, but you may be picturing completely different lives. One person may be imagining ocean passages and remote anchorages. The other may be imagining coastal cruising, regular marina stops and trips to see the family. And neither of those is wrong. And they may not be as extreme different opinions, but you may need very different boats for what you're doing. So another good question is, what will you compromise on? And every boat is a compromise. Write down your must-haves, your nice-to-haves, things you could change later, and absolute deal breakers. Again, do it separately, compare your answers. Because one of you may see a really exciting project and the others may just see 6 months tied to the dock working their backside off. And boat size is a good example because we've owned larger boats, but my favourite sailboat was our smallest, our first boat. She was 33 feet, very simple, easy for me to handle, fewer systems, less maintenance, a great easy lifestyle. I'm not saying everyone should buy a 33-foot boat with no fridge and sail around the world on it as we did, but bigger would not have automatically have made our lives better. So when someone says buy a bigger boat than you think you need, ask yourself why. What does that extra size in boat genuinely give you? Then you've got to ask what it will cost in money, maintenance, systems, handling. Third thing, write down what you're looking for. Create a simple 1-page buyer brief. What do you want to do? Who is your normal crew? What is your real budget? How much work do you want to do? Do you accept to do? What are your absolute deal breakers? And use that brief when you look at boats, because otherwise here's what happens. You find a beautiful boat, you love it, and suddenly you're going to find yourself saying, oh, it's not that much of a project, or well, it's only a few thousand more, or we could probably manage the extra size. And one of my all-time favourites for second-hand boats or any boat, it'll be an easy fix. And then you see the boat you love and suddenly you become an excellent lawyer for the defence. That is when you go back to what you wrote before you fell in love with it, and you ask, has what we want genuinely changed, or do we just want this boat too much? What evidence do we actually have? Because it'll be an easy fix is not evidence. You don't need to solve every boat buying question today straight away. You just need to know what to check next. So before you ask, is this a good boat? The better question is this the right boat for us? I've put together a free guide, Noel and I have put together a free guide called Before You Look at Boats, to help you turn everyone else's opinions into your own clear buying criteria. Down below, you know how it goes. Comment boat and we'll send it to you.